This is Valley News Live at noon.
Breaking news on former President Trump's re-question for a special master. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. I'm Jillian Trudeau. A federal judge has granted a request by former President Donald Trump's legal team regarding documents seized by the FBI from his Florida home last month. The judge also temporarily halted the Justice Department's use of the records for investigative purposes. The decision came despite the objections of the Justice Department. The appointment is likely to slow the pace of the department's investigation into the presence of top secret information at Mar-a-Lago. Trump's lawyers had argued that a special master, usually an outside lawyer or former judge, was necessary to ensure an independent review of records taken during the August 8th search. Memorial services are set for 2 of 4 victims of a murder-suicide in North Dakota. The funeral for Justin and Richard Bracken is tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. at Leeds Lutheran Church. Visitation is 1 hour before the funeral at the church. The funeral will be streamed through the Nelson Funeral Home Facebook page. The other victims are Douglas Dumage of Leeds and Robert Bracken of Cando. Arrangements for them have not been announced. The 4 men were found dead last Monday in a wheat field in Towner County, but police have not yet said who the shooter was. A former coach with the Valley City School District is facing child sex charges. 64-year-old Davy Zink is accused of solicitation and trying to lure minors by computer. Court documents allege the incident happened in October of 2019 when he was employed as a part-time coach with the district. Zink makes his first court appearance tomorrow morning. 2 men are in jail accused of trying to break into cars in an underground garage in South Fargo. Police were called around 1 yesterday morning for car prowlers in the 500 block of 40th Street South. Officers arrested 42-year-old Chad Castle of Fargo and 34-year-old Stephen Monson of Christine, North Dakota for burglary. Monson is also facing a charge of carrying a concealed weapon. Well, sunny skies and warm temperatures are on the radar for your holiday. Let's check in with meteorologist Jim Gash.
Thanks, Jillian. Yeah, those skies are pretty sunny. There are some high wispy clouds, but nothing to get in the way of your sun tanning. But there is quite a breeze out there. Look at those flags fly down at Hankinson at our Dakota Magic Sky Cam down there. They're really flapping in the breeze out there. And here we have gusts in the area of around 30 miles per hour in Jamestown, and elsewhere across the map we have wind speeds at over 20 miles per hour, which is pretty windy out there. Temperatures are pretty warm. It's 73 here in Fargo, 75 out in Jamestown where that 30 mile per hour gust is. And around the rest of the valley, we're in the upper 60s and low 70s in a couple places, reaching the upper 70s like Oaks at 79 degrees. And that warm up will continue throughout the day. Those sky conditions are pretty clear. There are some spotty showers starting to lift out into Canada, but I'll let you know how long we can expect those warm conditions to continue throughout the valley, Jillian.
Well, thanks so much, Jim. A Moorhead man is seriously hurt after crashing his car on I-29 near the Tri-Level interchange with I-94. It happened around 2 yesterday afternoon when the driver hit the center concrete median. The North Dakota Highway Patrol says the victim was not wearing a seatbelt. And a West Fargo man died Saturday after his vehicle hit a concrete support pillar on I-29 near the Tri-Level interchange with I-94. This video shows a severe front-end damage to his car. The victim is identified as 33-year-old Zachary Noble. Police are doubling their presence on this last day of the Minnesota State Fair after a shooting over the weekend left 1 person injured. The victim was shot in the leg Saturday night around 10 near the entrance to the Midway, and the gunman is still on the loose. Police say the victim was targeted by the shooter and was not a bystander.
Somebody to engage in such a brazen act in a crowd of people with no regard for the safety or the lives of others, it's just disgusting in my opinion.
If you commit a gun crime in Minnesota, it needs to be very clear that there are going to be consequences that are that are harsh.
About a dozen officers were at the scene within 20 feet of the shooting. The incident shut down the fair about 40 minutes early. Well, with Labor Day traditionally kicking off the campaign sprint to the November elections, President Biden is spending this holiday in two key swing states. His predecessor also rallied in one of the states over the weekend. Neither is on the ballot, but both had harsh words for each other as they tried to rally voters. Natalie Brand has more from Washington, D.C.
President Biden headed for his first Labor Day stop in Milwaukee, where he's speaking to union members. With a little more than 2 months to go before the midterm elections, the president is spending the holiday visiting two states with pivotal Senate races, first Wisconsin, then later Pennsylvania. The president's trip to Pittsburgh marks his third visit to Pennsylvania in less than a week. It comes after his fiery primetime speech in Philadelphia Thursday.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
Over the weekend, former President Trump fired back.
He's an enemy of the state. You want to know the truth?
At a rally for Republican candidates in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania Saturday, Trump called President Biden's speech hateful and divisive. He also railed against the FBI search of his Mar-a-Lago estate.
The FBI and the Justice Department have become vicious monsters, controlled by radical left scoundrels, lawyers, and the media.
A federal judge in Florida is still deciding whether to grant the former president's request for an independent third party to review the records seized from Mar-a-Lago. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
According to the latest CBS News poll, more than 70% of Americans believe democracy in the United States is under threat, and more than half of them believe political violence across the country will increase. And just a reminder that several city offices and departments are closed today for the holiday. They include offices for Fargo, Moorhead, and West Fargo, as well as Clay County and Cass County. MattBus and Matt Paratransit are also not running today. For a list of some retailers that are open today, click on this story on our website, valleynewslive.com. Well, coming up at noon, how a big chunk of gift card money often goes to waste. But next, weather to plan your day with meteorologist Jim Gash coming up next.